Hi, good morning. The Committee on Parole is called to order. Today is Thursday, February the 16th, 11:17 a.m. My name is Brendan Kelsey. Along with me is Ms. Cheryl Knox and Ms. Bonnie Jackson will be panel. We're here at DOC headquarters in Baton Rouge. Our remote location is Lafayette Parish Correctional Center with staff and support in Lafayette. Please introduce yourself.
As Lieutenant Federo, I'm the job coordinator here at PWP. And this is Sergeant Anthony Adams, one of our shift sergeants.
All right, thank you. We're ready for our first case. Please introduce yourself, state your name and DOC number. We're at Lafourche Correctional Center, not Lafayette. All right. Earl Pauley. Again, now go ahead and introduce yourself, state your name and DOC number for the record.
Earl Pauley, 487-635.
All right, we're here for a parole hearing. We'll ask you some questions. You can respond. At the end, you can make a statement. We'll take a vote. You understand the process?
Yes, sir.
Earl Pauley, DOC number 487-635, fourth class offender. Parole eligibility date 3/16/2023, good time date 9/19/2024, full term date 12/1/2036, 20-year sentence, 9 months and 2 days. Distribution of methamphetamines, possession of hydrocodone, distribution of meth, possession of meth. Revoked in 18 and 19. Does that sound correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, would you answer, Ms. Jackson, please? Excuse me, and I'll go ahead. For the record, I'll go ahead and make, I'm sorry, Ms. Jackson, I'll make some introductions. We do have some other people here. Macy Pauley will speak. Dana Galvez, who will speak at the appropriate time. Marissa Pauley, Gregory Bean, who will speak at the appropriate time, and Melissa Pauley. We'll have everybody speak at the appropriate time.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Pauley, how are you doing today?
I'm fine. You?
Doing fine. Thank you for asking. Ms. Pauley, how old are you?
49. I'll be 50 tomorrow.
I noticed that. Happy birthday to you, Mr. Pauley.
Thank you.
You are serving a 20-year sentence for multiple drug offenses, revocations, as well as new convictions. You received a 20-year sentence. How much time have you actually served on this sentence?
49 months, 25 days.
And you're in work release at Lafourche?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you been in work release?
The 8th of next month will be 3 years.
And what do you do?
I work at Express Steel in Lockport in a shipyard.
And what do you do there?
I run a plasma table and a 1,100-ton brake press. I'm also a supervisor of the shop.
All right, well, very good. You've done well. What do they drug screen you?
Here at the jail, yes, ma'am.
Okay, when you come back from work release, they drug test you?
Yes, ma'am.
How often are you go in and out every day?
Yes, ma'am.
Go and stay out.
6 days a week.
Okay. But you come back to the jail every evening?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, let's just get to the meat of it, Mr. Pauley. You have an extensive history.
Yes, ma'am.
You have been convicted in 2004, possession with meth, placed on probation. That probation was revoked in 2006. In 2012, you had a distribution schedule 2, you had a 10-year sentence. You were paroled in 2016, and you got revoked in 2018. In 2018, you got a possession schedule 2. And you actually were given probation, but that probation was revoked in 2019. So tell us about your substance abuse. When did it start? And
Well, now, I started using in like 2003. I was 30 years old. I had a problem. I mean, it's simple as black and white right there. I had a problem. I couldn't overcome it at the time, and I kept going back and forth to jail for little stuff. I lose everything I had when I went to jail. It was a constantly in and out of jail thing, and I mean, I'm just done with it. It's all that's over with. I have grandkids, kids. I'm just
I understand that, Mr. Pauley, but 2012, you got a 10-year sentence. And you served at least 4 years of that.
Yes, ma'am.
And you weren't done. You went back to the same thing. What makes you believe that now things are going to be different? Or why should we believe? That's the better question. Why should we believe that things are going to be different?
I wasn't ready then. I mean, plain and simple, honest truth. I knew I wasn't ready when I was in jail. I had every intention of doing the same thing when I come out of jail that time. And I mean, I just continued it from there. And the 2018 and 19 deal, now, when I got the probation on the possession charge, they already had the distribution warrants for me. They just didn't catch me at the time until January of 19. So I didn't exactly just, like jump out and come right back. They was already looking for me to serve the distribution warrant.
Okay. So I see that you've taken Life's Healing Choices and Risk Management 1 and 2. Tell me about those programs and what you got out of them.
What I got out of the program, I learned that the Life Healing Choices is a Celebrate Recovery set up to where, we talk about problems, what led us to doing drugs and alcohol, and where our lives, changed. Now the Risk 1 and 2, that was, I learned about the triggers, like the reason we do things that we do, like the immediate gratification, just why we do what we do.
What did you learn about yourself and why you do what you do?
Well, now I've done the moral inventory and everything on the AA and all that, and I had problems back then. I gotta tell you, I really had problems.
When you say that means?
Well, the things I was going through in my life at the time, like I couldn't never have nothing because of child support. I always had that hanging over my head. I wouldn't work a regular job, but so that I would get paid cash, so I wouldn't have to report it to child support. Now, since being here these last 3 years, I feel like I have structure now. Like this is a job that I get a check every 2 weeks from. I'm moving away from up there where I'm from, where I get in all my trouble at. I have something new. I have a beginning, something I've never had before. Now, my ex-wife dropped the $20,000 arrears on my child support, so I can actually build my credit up and have something now. I just had a lot of problems back then that I have resolved since I've been here.
Oh, there's more problems on the horizon. That's the nature of life.
Well, they have programs for such, and I wanted to ask you if it would be an option for the Louisiana Lafourche Behavioral Health Center. They have meetings like 3 times a week and you're randomly drug tested. Would that be an option for me?
If we decided to grant parole, it would be an option, but we're not there yet.
Yes, ma'am, I understand. I was just making mention.
You know, you had some letters of support from your children, but you know, every time you've let them down.
And I have tried to make amends since then. I'm on good terms with all my children. I talk to them every day when I come in from work. I bought 2 of my daughter's cars since I've been in here. I'm trying to do what I can to repair the damage that I've done then.
Let me ask you this. Now, I want you to be honest, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
You're in a place where you got a good job.
Correct.
I have letters from work relief supervisors. They commend you highly for your work.
Yes, ma'am.
Have a release date in September of 24, September 19th of 24.
Yes, ma'am.
Why is it so important that you get out now? What is it that makes you feel like you shouldn't stay where you are, continue to do the things you're doing, and get a more solid foundation underfooting?
I feel like if I'm on the outside, that I would have more opportunity. I'm 5.5 hours away from my children and my grandchildren. I don't get to see them. I have seen them once since I've been here. I'm from North Louisiana. I love my kids and my grandkids. I really want to get out there.
Yeah, if you're gonna stay where you are in the work release program, those people are still gonna be 5 hours away.
Yes, ma'am, I understand, but we can meet or, something like that. Something can be arranged. It's hard. I'll have money and everything for my job. So it's hard for them to arrange to come down here. My youngest daughter has a newborn. He's only 2 months old. I've got 4 grandkids that I've never even got to meet yet. I have 11 total. And I just feel like
How many grandchildren?
11,
How many children do you have?
5.
All with the same mother?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. That
I mean,
was one of the other problems. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
how many moms are involved?
4.
Okay. Well, you say one has dropped the child support arrearage. Are all your children grown?
All my children are grown. I have from 30 to 21. And in between.
Okay. All right, who's helping? That's all I have.
Staff, you have any input there for us?
Sir?
You have any input on him for us?
Earl arrived here on March 9th of 20th, exactly 7 days later. We put him to work at the job he's on, actually March 16th. He's been there ever since. As he said, he progressed up into different positions. He started there making $10 an hour, he's up to 15. Haven't had any disciplinary problems with him.
All right, thank you for your comment. Now we'll hear from Miss Macy Pauley, brief statement.
All right. I don't know where to really begin. But as my father did state, he does have 11 grandchildren, this being his newest one. His name is Sean Allen. Um, I think he really has changed this time. He does contact me every day. He does his best. He sends money home every month to pay for his grandchildren or help me. I haven't gone back to work off maternity leave, so he's been helping me a lot through the payments. He has bought 2 of us cars, and I mean, there's just so many things that he has done more this time than any other time before. Usually you would think that he, would never change. Everybody says that about him, but I really see it in him this time. I think he can come home and be a grandpa and be the daddy that he needs and wants to be. He wants to get his arbor's license. He'll actually have a driver's license this time because child support was dropped. So he won't be pulled over for a suspended license as so many times before. Lord. But he really is trying this time, and he's taking the necessary courses of actions. He's taking all the classes. He's doing everything he possibly can to come home and meet these grandbabies. He's seen my son Denver in the visitation room of Lafourche twice, once on Christmas and once this past year. And he got to feel this one in my belly, but he hasn't actually got to see him yet. I think he's doing a lot better. I promise.
Great. Thank you for your comment. Thank you so much. All right, we'll hear from Miss Dana Galvez. Miss Dana Galvez. Galvez. No. Someone else. Okay, let's hear from Mr. Gregory Bean then.
Yes, sir, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we sure can. Go ahead and make your comment, brief comment.
Oh, yes, I've known Earl since the 80s. I know everything about him, all the ins and outs of him. I've spoke with him all the time since he's been here, during his incarceration this time. I'm not going to say he never believed in God the whole time I've known him. He got saved, gave his life to God. I want to think it was late 2018 this time. And he's never done that. He was always hard against God. And I'm a firm believer that you got to have God on your side no matter what, and your life goes great. And that's one of the few problems I think Alan had, because Alan's a great person. He's one of the hardest workers I know. He'll give you the shirt off his back. But, of course, he had demons at the time. He had problems during them times. And I've seen a change in him this time in the last 3 years. Since he's become a believer. He got saved. I watched him get baptized. His attitude's changed. He hasn't had a bad attitude one time. He's talked about things he's never talked about. Buying a new truck. He never would have talked about that. He didn't have a good idea where he wanted to go in life. And I believe he's got the tools now. Like I heard him say earlier, he wanted to do that little outpatient program that keeps you on your tip, that it keeps you from going back to drinking. I can't think what he called it, but it's it's an outreach program for people that might fall back on the drugs or drinking or something. That's not that's not the old Alan. This is the new Alan wanting to do that, wanting to better himself. He's I know from being around here, know his kids, he has done what he said. He's loved some kids. He's always loved his kids, but things. I just feel by knowing him my whole life, I see a change in him. I see a better attitude. I think he has a future. And that's really all I have to say about it. I really believe that.
All right. Thank you for your comment. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, Earl, would you like to make a statement on your behalf?
Yes, sir.
Here.
Are you on there?
Yeah, we here. Go ahead.
Okay. I have worked hard these last 4 years of this incarceration to prepare for this day. And like I say, if I get released, I have this outreach program that I can go to. I have an AA sponsor already. They have here at LaFouche, they will look up, you know, help me find a place that I can go to when I get out of residence. I just need the chance to be able to prove myself.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. Panel fair to vote? Ms. Jackson?
Mr. Pauley, what is the name of the program that you are interested in participating in?
It is the LaFouche Behavioral Health Center in Raceland.
And that's for intensive outpatient?
Yes, ma'am. They do drug screens. You have to attend, I think, 2 or 3 meetings a week. I'm not sure all the, you know, specifics of it, but I wanted to at least consider it an option for y'all. So, and myself, so that I can do right out there.
Ms. Pauley, you know, on paper, this was an easy no.
Yes, ma'am. I understand that.
That history, the criminal history or history on supervision. But today, I'm willing to take a chance on you. You seem to have reached, I think you really are ready
Yes,
to
ma'am.
live a life of sobriety. Now listen, you let those kids down so many times. I mean, so many times they had hopes and expectations that you were going to be the dad that they needed in their life. I am just hoping that this time you won't let them down again. So my vote today would be to grant your early release and make a condition of your parole that you enroll in the Fouche Parish Behavioral Health Center intensive outpatient treatment program. You are to follow all requirements of that program. And thereafter, you are to attend at least 2 AA or NA meetings for the duration of this supervision.
Yes, ma'am.
That's my vote, Mr. Pauley.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Renata?
Mr. Pauley, I was impressed by what the facility staff there had to say about you. And the fact that you brought up that treatment program was impressive. We don't usually see. And my vote to also to grant special conditions.
Right, 2 votes to grant. I also am going to vote to grant your parole today with special conditions. LaFouche Parish Behavioral Center, the outpatient sub-abuse you need to go to. You'll have an NAA 2 times a week. You have a curfew from 10 p to 6 a unless you're at work or at treatment or something. You give it to parole officer and work that out. So 3 votes to grant your parole. Good luck to you.
Thank y'all.